Ready.
Ready.
Are we ready this time? Okay. Welcome back to the Mullet Family channel.
On this channel, we seek to inspire faith, hope, and purpose in living as an overcomer.
As we've traveled across the U.S. and Canada the last decade addressing the issue of pain, loss, and tragedy, one question we've been asked over and over again is, how can I trust God after facing this situation in my life? And we as a family, after losing son and brother, Austin, and over the years the many health issues that we've faced, we've asked that same question.
So today we want to explore not only our own journey with trust, but also how to identify and overcome those feelings of betrayal and to actually rebuild trust. So stay tuned to the end. We have a fun giveaway and some more information about what's coming up next with our family.
Before we get into the topic of trust, Chantaya is almost 14, and in our state, you can do your driver's education at 14, get your learner's permit at 15. So she's been asking, when can I get behind the wheel? And I'd like to take you along on that experience. But before that, some words from Cindy.
The first thing I think about in rebuilding trust in God is to make sure that we are trusting in the right thing, and then to identify any misplaced trust we might have. Years ago, when our first child, Austin, was born, I just remember having such joy. And as I thought about Dwayne and I, our future together, and because we had both felt called to do ministry in some way together, and I just remember thinking that if we were really loving God and we were in His will for our lives, that He would protect us from bad things. My life felt so perfect, it felt so complete. I felt that God was going to bless us with a large, happy, and healthy family, and then we in return would glorify God because of His goodness to us. Never once did it ever cross my mind that we would have to go through years of ongoing health struggles, multiple miscarriages, and then the death of our son. I had a misplaced trust in God and was focusing on what God was going to do for us rather than focusing on who God truly was. Trusting in God means trusting His character, trusting His goodness and His love, as well as His sovereignty. It means that I'm convinced that He will redeem every trial, every loss, every difficult thing that I might ever face.
All right, so I think we're ready to take this out on the road and let this girl have a chance at driving. What do you think, Alicia?
I don't know. I don't know where the years went and how she got big so fast.
What do you think about that, Taya?
I'm excited.
Kyra, what are your thoughts?
Just let me get out of the vehicle before.
I'm going to hand the camera off, and Dad and daughter are gonna try some driving.
Let's go do it. Good. When I say brake, you push it all the way down, all the way to the floor, okay? All right, so here's where you put it in reverse. But the second thing regarding trust is to ask, what is trust? And also, what it's not. Well, it's not blind faith. God doesn't ask us to trust blindly.
When I say brake,
just like
stop.
I won't blindly trust Chantaya's driving skills till I've seen her abilities and track record and have confidence in her driving abilities. In the same way, God doesn't ask us to trust Him without showing us the track record of His character. We can see His character clearly revealed through Scripture. And likely we can also look back at our own lives to times when He showed Himself trustworthy.
So the other thing that trust is it's not only a feeling, but it's also an action. You know, after looking at the character of God and who He is, we can choose trust even if we're feeling terrified. For example, Kyra, would you trust that Alicia here would catch you if you were to fall and she was right there? Do you trust that she would probably catch you?
Well, maybe if she saw me on time and had enough time to get over there.
All right, well, would you be willing to do a trust fall now to prove that you would trust her?
Sure.
All right, let's try it. You can go, and you want to stand on the couch, and then we'll have Alicia come over here, And what do you think?
Okay.
Let's move this. We don't want to get anyone get hurt.
If anything, if she doesn't catch me, I'll fall on the fluffy rug.
But is that trust then, Kyra?
I'm trusting that the rug won't turn to hardwood.
Just the rug more than me.
That's a true statement.
Alicia, don't drop her.
But they're not the one that's going backwards off the couch.
Are you ready, Alicia?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, Kyra, are you ready? Do you trust her? We're about to find out. All right, ready and stop.
That was mean.
All right, we're gonna do that again. Ready, set, go.
Okay. Why'd you go back so far? My feet just went don't.
Well,
At least we know that you can catch me.
All right, so I'm going to move out to the car now and see how that drive went.
So you got a ditch on this side, you got the drop off over on that side. A little bit close to the ditch. There you go. There you go. So we get down to the cul-de-sac here. Just continue to know where your brake is. You get down the cul-de-sac, I want you to turn to the right, and we'll go around the cul-de-sac here. This isn't quite the very first time. It's one of the first times you've driven.
Mm-hmm.
And we live on a private road here, so it's just private. So come to the right here. Doing good. As we get down here, okay, now you took your foot off the brake and now it stops. Okay, so now go to the gas. You did it, you did it. Good job.
Hey guys, how did it go?
How'd it go, girl? It was scary. I survived it. No,
So-
it was good.
Yeah, were you crushing goals or were you crushing, I don't know, a garage door or a bumper?
Damage nothing. Damage nothing. You know, as we drove down there, I had to have a relationship, a trust with Chantaya. I needed to know, we live up here on a mountain where there's some drop-offs right over the edge. It doesn't take long to turn that car over. And so I had to know that when I said brake, in fact, we did a couple tests as we went down through there, that she was going to pump that brake. And so I needed to know that in order to feel comfortable, confident, and able to drive down the driveway there.
Yeah, very good. So I'll ask you, Dad, how does someone rebuild trust after they feel like God has let them down?
I think something that is very, very core is that we ask the hard questions. We ask the why God questions. We ask the I don't understand questions, because we need to press through that and find good answers for that. And then when we do that, we do realize that God walks with us. God redeems every situation in our life. Satan, in Isaiah 12:12, he said, I will ascend. I will be like, with pride. Evil entered into our universe. And then in Genesis chapter 2, when Satan came to Eve and said, hath God really said? He was questioning, but at that point, man made a choice and evil entered into mankind. And so the root of pain, of evil, of suffering, is as a result of that fall. And today we make choices. And so as we make choices that are not healthy, we are a part of that process of why pain and evil exists.
When I think of the concept of trusting God, I think it's important to realize why we may have doubts or be wrestling with questioning Him in the first place. For me, this has meant recognizing fears and doubts that I had towards God while going through physical struggles and a lot of painful times. I think things like trauma or any time we've been horribly impacted by a fallen world, those are very valid reasons to have doubts and questions. We need to know our fears and bring them to Him. This allows Him to show us His love, even in painful times.
When Dwayne and I first started dating, I had some unspoken yet unrealistic expectations of our relationship. You see, I expected that he would never hurt me and would always be there to protect me. After all, I knew he loved me, but I didn't really know his heart like I do now. Now that we've been married for over 30 years, my trust in Dwayne is not as shallow and just focused on my comfort and my protection. Yes, he's let me down at different times and even hurt me because of my expectations. But I now realize how committed he is to me and how he has chosen to love me sacrificially for so many years. In the same way, knowing God means that I'm convinced that he has my best in mind for me as well, even when I don't understand his ways. But after experiencing everything we went through over the years, I can now truly say that I know God in a deeper way than I ever did prior. I know God's heart, and I know that he will always be there to lovingly carry me through any event that I may face. Just as Job said in the Bible, he said, I heard of you with the hearing of the ear, but now my eye sees you. I can now say that I see God, I know God, I understand him in a greater way than I ever did prior.
God wants to have an intimate relationship with us through our trials, and when we see life from an eternal perspective, it helps us to better see just who God is and to see maybe some of the purposes behind what he allows in our lives. So we'd like to ask you, what are some of the difficult things you have faced that's made it hard to trust God, and how have you overcame those feelings of betrayal and rebuilt trust in him? You can leave a comment in the comment section below.
And now for the giveaway. We will be giving away these 5 items to one person. We will be giving away Big Mountain Bigger God book, I'm a Winner Either Way book, Light of Our World CD, Thy Will CD, and Rescuer. We will show you later how to enter in this giveaway, but first, Dad will tell us what is coming up next in for our family or in our channel.
This fall, Brianna will be traveling to Germany, spending 3 months in mission work with the refugees there. She's been praying about this for an extended time, and we're thankful that it is working out for her to be there. It'll make some changes within our ministry focus here.
While Brianna's gone, Dad and I will be heading up a brand new music album. If you follow us on social media, you're already aware of this, and maybe you even gave us a song suggestion. Thank you very much. We are so excited about this new album.
So while Brianna will be gone, the rest of us will do our part of the recording, and then she'll be able to add hers when she gets back home again at the beginning of the year. We're also planning on doing a few tour dates, and so if you are not following us currently, feel free to sign up for our email and you can see where we'll be doing those stops.
Now for the giveaway. So here's how you enter. First of all, you have to have a US address because shipping it overseas will be so expensive. And second, make sure you've subscribed to our channel and have a comment below because we will choose from one of those comments of one person to give away these free things.
Well, that's it. We are super excited for the things we have coming up, some new music, as well as some tour dates for the family, some international travel for me, as well as 2 projects that we'll be working on this fall that we can't tell you about until probably the beginning of the year. So until next time, live as an overcomer and stay in the fight.